So 2020, speaking about the woman who's the one, you now sitting there reflecting on your stand-up comedy. You've quit your job by then.
Yeah.
And then in steps your friend and you're like, this chick is nice now.
Nah, it's not now.
I've
been known.
When did you think she was?
No, there was no part in my life where I didn't know she was nice.
Oh, you dated her when you were in grade 8?
So I always knew that, like, this one probably, but it was also like the life happens and so many things, and you start, because the thing is, there's one thing with God which is dope, right?
Yeah.
There's no alternatives.
Yeah,
there's no multiple times, and human beings like thinking like that, right?
Yeah.
Like even now, we're saying, I wish I could go back to my former self. And say, I wish there's only one
there's
way
no
that
multiple
things.
choice,
You get me? There's only one way that things happen.
Yeah.
Which is the dopest thing ever about God, because that lets you know there's only one plan. There's no maybe if he does this or
no,
they say
hundreds,
because
bro.
it's weird as human beings. That's how we think.
Sure.
Like today if I got black with my left instead of my right,
right.
this will happen.
It
No,
changes.
there's
the
no
butterfly
change.
effect.
Exactly. There's nothing like that.
Yeah.
So with Mish, I think it's always just there was no other woman. It was always gonna be. But I always thought top of the range. I just thought maybe not for me.
Yeah.
Maybe that falls into the not loving yourself part.
Sure. Not thinking, wow, dog, I'm valuable enough for her.
The best is for me.
Yeah. But I mean, we should marry above ourselves. So maybe that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. You saw she was here and you're like, hey, dog.
Always.
Yeah.
No part of me thinks I married below. I all know like.
Hundreds. Me too, bro.
Out.
Me too.
I laughed out.
Yeah, there's one moment where I'm pissed. I'm like, this chick doesn't know what she is. She's nuts, bro. Actually, can't you see me, bro?
There's only one time at our wedding when we were doing the shoe game thing.
Yeah.
And they were like, who's more beautiful?
Mm-hmm.
There's something in me that will never admit that I'm uglier than someone else. So I said I'm more beautiful than Mish. I was like, "Hi, mama."
And we'll sort this one at home, but
like there was parts of the of like our guests were like, this guy. The others were like, we know him. Yeah. We know him.
And
that much I love myself that much to know.
Raised your shoe as well.
I think she did.
Yeah. Props, keeper, bro, right there. Sheesh.
Oh, man.
So in 2020, when you thinking, okay, I'm gonna start dating this girl, are you thinking I'm dating her to marry her?
Yeah.
Done.
Yeah, not even. It's sort of like when we decided to date.
Yeah.
From that moment, it was like, this is gonna be marriage. There's no other way.
Yeah.
Like, there's no sort of future where this is not marriage. Yeah, sure. It was just like we'd be wasting time.
Dope.
Imagine knowing somebody for that long.
Dope, bro.
You know what they're about.
Yeah.
And then just being like, okay, we're gonna get into this relationship and see how. Like, why would we do that? Like, we're trying to make it not work.
Wasting my life.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
So it was always.
So and at that point, bro, you know your corporate salary, you know what you're getting for comedy, right? And I would assume, I mean, funny enough, until now, comedy was probably the most paying thing I've ever done.
Right?
Yeah, bro. There was a corporate gig I did where they paid me like $6,000 for 5 minutes.
That's nice stuff about comedy.
I was like, this is like there's somebody who's worked hard. They didn't get paid $6,000 for 5 minutes, bro. Right?
I hear you.
But obviously it's unstable. It's not like
it's not always every day.
It's not every day. So at that moment when you think this is marriage, man, and as a dude, are you thinking, how am I gonna make this thing happen? Because obviously somewhere, maybe you were consciously thinking about kids, but somewhere you are thinking about kids. You're thinking about building, etc., etc. Or maybe where you're like, this chick is a lawyer, she'll take care of us.
Dude, you know what the thing is, bro? I think like I think because of how Mish is, that wasn't even a consideration.
Okay.
I think she it's sort of like she's my biggest fan.
Yeah.
All those people on Instagram who push her likes and laughs at, they think nah. Biggest fan is Michelle. So it's sort of like bro. She was also pushing for me to leave corporate.
Sure.
And move into more creative spaces because she's like she sees the talent for bigger things.
Yeah.
Even more than stand up, more than I do sometimes, right?
Yeah.
Because like I get tunnel vision of I'm doing this thing now and I'm gonna rock it and whatever.
Yeah.
But she also she was a big proponent in terms of saying, nah, God's gonna rock us the right way if we do the right thing and believe in His plan and your talent and what He's got planned for that talent. So she was a big help because it's sort of like, not to be that guy, but if I was dating someone else,
no, hundreds, bro,
things become harder because
1,000.
You get me? Because it's sort of like practicality and things like talent.
Yeah.
Ooh, they don't work well together.
Yeah.
Right.
Especially in South Africa.
Exactly. Right. It's very, very difficult, and it's sometimes it would for me it would have made me doubt myself more.
Yeah.
If Mesha was like, hey, but Lens, how are we going to?
Yeah.
You know, because it's sort of like, hey, brah, I'm already doing this thing for like 3 years, and you know, there's a bit of rave reviews here and there and whatever, and what I need at that time is people in my corner to really believe that we can do this thing.
Still, bro.
Because generally, and this is for anyone dating an artist, it's sort of like, if you don't believe in the vision and that person enough, like, you've already got a problem, bro.
Leave.
Leave. Because you're only going to cause me problems going forward. Because imagine now, because there's going to be times where you make expensive mistakes.
Yeah.
One, or you need to take a leap.
Yeah.
And you need that person who's with you to be like, let's go.
Sure.
Now, when you have that person like, hey, don't go, you don't know. It's like, oh, my days. Bro.
Yeah.
Like,
hundreds, bro. 1,000. And bro, I'm saying leave not because I think, like, you know, if you like a corporate gent or a corporate hun, like, I'm saying you're not supportive. It's gonna be tough for you, bro.
It's gonna continuously be tough. It's gonna be
tough, bro. Like, the odds is hard, right? Especially where we are. I know a couple of dudes in other African countries, you know, who are doing whatever, singing, comedy, poetry full time.
Yeah.
And the markets work differently. You know, in South Africa there's money, but like the pool for artists is too small.
Yes.
There's money, but the pool
doesn't filter to everyone.
Right? So you'll get other African countries where like the pool is big enough for people, but there's not enough money.
Sure.
Right? So there's a lot of dudes who are doing stuff. And there's enough room to accommodate all of them as artists. Poetry, producing, singing, rapping, dancing, whatever. But there's just no moolah, right? So they can't do this thing full time. They have to go get other gigs. For us, there's money, but the pool is small, bro.
Exactly.
So I'm like, you'll take music. I'm like, okay, so you'll get into the music pool, right? And then like the biggest chunks go to like Afrikaans music and like traditional gospel, right?
Sure.
And then everyone else has to share whatever is left in the middle.
And
bro.
Rebecca's not giving anyone anything.
No, forget it. Those German cuts cost money, right? You're not giving up that pool for nothing, bro, right? So I'm like, the rest of us have to share all the stuff in between.
Yeah.
So then you come in and you get the slice of hip hop that Casper and Rest in Peace, aka, were taking, right?
Sure.
And then there's all these other rappers after them. And then you get me, who was doing Christian hip hop, which is like a subgenre now of a subgenre.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like literally, what am I getting, bro? Nada. Right?
I hear you.
And then crazy me, I want to do this thing full time. So I'm like, at that point, if you're a corporate hun, who's gonna be like, yo, man, I'm all about, you know, there's clear trajectory
in life. Yes.
Promotion is here. If I do this, get this qualification, I move this level. If I work 2 hours extra, I get this promotion.
And in 5 years, this is where I should be.
This is where I should be. I would have killed that hunt, bro. She would have died.
You get me?
Because I'm like, bro, me and my wife rocked music full time for the past 10 years, right? But because we're both in it, we saw the ups and downs, we saw the ebbs and flows. Things were tough for one person, another person is thriving.
Yeah.
Sometimes like there's a big check here, sometimes it's like, yo, there's no checks at all. But because we both in it and we like, yo, we'll feel our way through it. We believe in what we're both doing. We're gonna support each other, etc., etc. Even in the hard moments, there was a level of comfort and encouragement that we could give each other because we both understand where this thing is.
Exactly.
I didn't want to burden no person's child, bro, who would have been like me. I have a 5-year plan and I know where I want to get to.
That's the thing.
So that's why I'm like, leave.
I hear you 150,000%.
Don't get married and think this is going to change if you're married to an artist, right? And which I wanted to get to again, if I don't think that we should marry each other, and I want you to talk into this later, but I don't think we should get married to each other just purely because of our dreams. I think we should marry each other for each other. Our dreams come second.
Definitely that.
But as we dating, like I'm a lone guy. I don't have any responsibilities. And I meet you and I'm like, this thing is important. Let's see how it's going to fit into our marriage. I'm not saying that I'll leave you if you don't support this thing. But let's see how it's going to fit in. And then we can sit in the dating phase and talk about this thing. And if we both like, yeah, bro, this thing is going to creep up again, even when we're married. It's not going to leave you.
Sure.
And I'm just a corporate gent. Yeah, maybe let's not do this, bro. Because it's going to be tough.